Hello YouTubers, I'm Justin and today on Dash and Run, well, we're going to do something unusual. We're going to be doing an interview. Now, I haven't done these for some time, and recently I came in contact with this person, Richard Barber, and he makes Art Deco clocks, and I actually quite like them, so I thought I'd interview him on how he makes these clocks. So anyway, this is his interview. So start us off at the beginning. How did you come about making these Art Deco clocks? What brought you to making these?
Well, I'd made clocks probably since I was since I came out of the army, which would have been about 60 years ago. And I've just loved the Art Deco period. And I thought one day I was laying in bed and I thought I could make Art Deco clocks, because I made several bracket clocks and balloon clocks and table clocks, 16th century copies of a 16th century table clock. And I just love Art Deco, so I started designing them, and to date I've probably designed about, 25 different designs. Not an horologist, all I do is make the clock cases. That's the thing that fascinates me, because there's art in the clock case. Actually is a thing of art, but it's a useful piece of art. You know, some people do wood turning, but there's only so many places you can put a salt cellar or a pepper pot in your house, but you can have clocks all over the place. And they're still a thing of beauty, I think, particularly Art Deco. That's really it. That started off, I had the spinning wheel part from a Singer sewing machine, the treadle machine, the actual wheel, the big gear wheel actually. And I was looking to decide what I could do with it, and then I decided I'd make a pop art clock. Pop art was probably at its peak in the 60s and 70s, and so the wheel became the bottom part of the clock, and then I thought it looks as if it could be generating something. So I got two large capacitors, and I put some very thick red and black wire to them from the wheel, and then from the capacitors I went up to the next level to what looked like an arc lamp, which was used in cinematographs years ago to actually provide the light for the projectors. And then from there it went up to the main clock movement itself, the dial particularly, and then on the top of that was part of a boiler, the Tundish section of a megaflow water system. And the whole thing is about 4'6" tall, weighs quite a few pounds.
So that's the biggest clock you made?
That's the biggest clock I've made. So the materials don't cost much, it's the labour that takes such a long time, because I have to cut them I use a circular saw obviously, but I have to make jigs to make sure if I'm making 5 or 6 of the same clock that I get each part is consistent. And then having made the parts, I then assemble the clock to make sure that I can screw every component together so that it can be taken to pieces in case if anybody wants the colours altered at a later date. It can be separated, resprayed and put back together again without doing any damage. So all of my clocks come to pieces. And then after that, after I've assembled them and then taken them to pieces, every part has about four or five coats of primer filler, and then they're sanded down, particular attention to the edges to make sure they're nice and flat and smooth. And then I will give them something like 3 coats of finish of the colour. And then the final coat is a pre-catalysed lacquer, which is very hard and durable, and that's it really. And the other thing is that it's not only Art Deco, you have the Mayan period, the Aztecs, the Mexicans, the Egyptians. They all make up the Art Deco movement. So it's not just one, it's the Art Deco doesn't stand alone, it relies on all those other elements to bring it together.
Well, Richard Barber, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, my pleasure.